Good day. Welcome to Bookmark Tutoring. Today we're discussing Visual Studio. This is the introduction to Visual Studio's free download versions, the Express versions. And what is the difference between the three and what do we use them for? First, though, this is your instructor here, Mr. Paradise. One of the many instructors at bookmarktutoring.com, where we teach math, science, computer science, and graphic design or coding. All right, so let's look here. We're here at the Visual Studio Express website, and you'll notice here there's several different versions of Visual Studio Express. Visual Studio Express is the free version that you can download. You can get the professional version for free, actually, if you are a student. I don't know if it counts if you're a student of a private school. They probably do have restrictions. But anyway, you have three versions. Express 2013 for the web. Okay. And then we have Express 2013 for Windows. Okay. And then we have Express 2013 for Windows Desktop. They all have different. Oh, and then you have this last one, Team Foundation Server 2013 Express. Now, what's the difference between these three, and which ones should you use? Well, if you're creating a website, Express 2013 for web is probably your best bet. You can connect to the cloud. You can go directly to Windows Azure and get cloud power there. It uses ASP.NET. There's certain requirements for it. There's Windows 7 that runs on Windows 8, 8-1, and all the Windows Server. You have to have a 1.6 gigahertz processor, 1 gigabit RAM. So you can use Windows 7 here for that one. Okay, now let's look at Express 20. I imagine with this one you can also create forms. I would think so. Now there's Express 2013 for Windows. Now I downloaded this one. This is the first one. I was trying to make some forms. But apparently you cannot really make the forms using, for Visual Basic at least, like you could in the other ones. That you'll have to use for Windows Desktop, I've heard. But this one is primarily, as it says here, to make compelling Windows Phone and Windows Store apps on Windows using Windows 8-1. Okay. Yeah, and it does have a lot of templates and stuff with phone. You also make HTML JavaScript programs with it. So that's what you'd have to use to make form programs with that one. You cannot really use the Visual Basic, as far as I know, to make a form. They don't have the WFA template. At least it's not readily available or seeable in the template dialog box. And here, standard stuff, you need Windows 8-1, 1.6 gigahertz processor, 1 gigabyte RAM. It says here it's for Windows Phone development. Additional requirements: Windows app for the Windows Phone, Windows 8 Professional Edition. Okay, now another one is the desktop. It says XAML designers. Okay, a variety of programming languages. Choose between Windows Presentation Foundation, Windows Forms. Okay, so that's the one you want for Windows Forms. Now remember, when you're creating things for desktops and Windows, well, desktops is basically what it says. You're creating an application that will run on your desktop. Now this one over here for Windows is designed for creating applications on Windows phones and Windows Store apps. And the first one for creating websites. Okay, so there's differences in the three. And that's what you really want to be aware of. Now, otherwise, you have Team Foundation Server Express. Okay, and here's a little download button for it if you like. And that's for creating a server, I imagine database applications, in-house things. What do they say here? Collaborate, manage your repositories, and automate build processes. Okay, business processes. can grow big. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Okay, so they have all those. You can also use Visual Studio 2010 Express, um, and it does a lot. It's a free developer tool, and a lot of schools still use this. Um, okay, it says that there's no charge for using this down here. Maybe used for commercial production uses, subject to the license terms. Okay, I've used Visual Studio 2010 Express before, and I believe you can create forms. Okay, but that's about all I had to say today, so we're going to end that at that. So um, we're done with that. Okay, so see you guys later, and hold on a second. So that's goodbye. Goodbye from Mr. Paradise at Bookmark Tutoring. See you next time.